My house in Holly had been on the market for almost 4 weeks. There were loose ends and no offers. I was worried.
I'm sure Dad did everything I asked him to. I think I should come back there. I'm really stressed out that there's still some things that the realtor's concerned about. I'm gonna book my flight. Love you.
Decision made.
I'm Randi Vaughn, and this is Michigan Flip. I am so excited. I'm a Michigan native, but I live in Southern California where I do my design work. I bought a house. It's in Michigan, and I'm gonna flip it. That's what this web series is all about, flipping property in Michigan. I don't know how it's gonna turn out.
I was back in Michigan again. I had to see for myself the final condition of my house. I'd entrusted others to put on the finishing touches, and the last thing I wanted to do was spend any more money. What if there were still things unfinished? What if my parents were right? Remember what they thought about the house?
How could you buy a house sight unseen that's 100 years old?
That house is a wreck. The ceilings, the floors, you have to put a lot of money and money.
How much more was I going to have to spend? I was about to find out. When I'd left several weeks ago, my house was still a work in progress. This is how I remembered it.
Oh, wow. Good job, guys. My mom did a good job cleaning up. One thing I was really worried about was my pipes freezing in Michigan. That's one thing about having a house for sale and not living in it, is your pipes can burst. My heat was set at 55. Plants look good. I could see a family in here. I took the wallpaper down and just painted the walls and added the wainscoting here to create more of a table eating space, more of like a nook. I replaced the fixture with this Tiffany-esque fixture. The fixture is characteristic of the time that this house was built. It's more of a Victorian farmhouse, and I wanted to bring back the elements that give it both farm and Victorian. This room had a sloping ceiling, which was already popcorn. Nobody wants a popcorn ceiling, especially if the popcorn looks like the top of a cappuccino. I ripped out the ceiling. I had to find something lightweight to recoat it with. More weight would cause more slope. This ceiling is all plastic tiling, the lightest weight material you could use for a ceiling. It wasn't the cheapest solution, but it's a darn good solution, and the ceiling looks great. For the value of this house now, score. This laundry room, I was especially proud of. I want to teach myself how to do as much as I can. So I put this floor in, this floating vinyl floor. Maybe altogether this floor cost me 150 bucks. This was all wood paneling that was raw and terrible, and I painted it. The ceiling was unfinished, and we put the wainscoting up on the ceiling too. Who wants a happy place to do their laundry? I do.
Let's not forget the new appliances.
And the washer and dryer. The least amount of work I had to do in this house was in this room. Basically, there were ladybug decals all over. We had to take those off and put a fresh coat of paint on, and pretty much we were done. The ceiling wasn't too bad either. It has a little texture, but I can deal. I think the buyers can too.
I know the before and afters are super fun to see, but the name of the show is Michigan Flip. Let's flip this house already.
My dad says, no one's gonna buy that house with a creek in it.
That's what I said to you.
Really, Dad? It's a little creek. It's character. 113 years old. Any person that's 113 years old would have some character, right? Why shouldn't a house?
My dad's a good sport. Maybe the house hasn't sold because of the damn creek. My listing agent was sure trying to sell it.
Today we had an open house. While we were hampered a little bit by the weather, simply having a snow squall come through. While we didn't have great turnout today, no matter what the weather is in Michigan, you always got to have the open houses. We obviously are going through some pretty strong weather conditions that Michigan hasn't seen in 30, 40 years. So it's hampered the activity in the real estate world.
When would you say we could get an offer on this house?
Optimistically, I'd say in the next 30 days.
30 more days? Really, Chuck?
I felt accomplished about this bathroom. It was this horrible shade of light blue, which I like light blue. I like light blue skies. I like light blue shirts. When I walk into a bathroom, I want to feel like I'm in my own little spa. So I wanted some soft colors, some rich colors, some textures, a little sparkle. For staging a house, I think it's a good idea to make a small investment in some nice towels. The towels and the shower curtain actually match. This cabinet was another cabinet like in the kitchen. I added my own texture. This one is the weathered. It has bigger chunks. I added these little pieces here that added again to more of the styling of the time. All of the trim that's in this room was added. You would be amazed about adding trim or replacing old trim to a house, what it does to add a freshness to it.
Let's take a look at some more upstairs.
So this is the sitting room and an adjoining bedroom. I had to pull out a piece of shelving that was here, and behind the shelving, surprise, there's a pipe for the furnace that went right up to the next level. So we boxed it in and painted it wall color. There's a lot of texture in these walls, so I did a modeling effect. This closet door is a piece that I found in one of the local antique stores. I thought, what a nice idea. Oh, there's stuff in there. What a nice idea it would be to use it as a closet in this room in particular. It works with it.
Of course I'm doing this for the money, but that's not all. Making things better, it's in my veins, and I still have some work to do.
My house isn't sold yet. I'm hoping that maybe the people that built this house, if they're still floating around here, would be smiling from ear to ear to see what I've done with their place that had been neglected for way too long.
Let's flip this house already!
I was amazed that it came out as good as it came out. I could live there. I like Holly. It's a darling town. I tell you not to do a lot of things, but that doesn't mean you listen to me.
I can't believe it's the same house.